What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the Heroes for Hire podcast. My name is Conor Lawler and I am joined as always by my best man, Mr. Shaun. Me and Shaun, how's it going?
I'm good, Conor. Warm. A sunbeam has just started coming in the window as we started recording.
It's also, it's maybe a sign of angelic, maybe like it's a sign of good things to come.
Perhaps it could also be a sign of me being a sleepy boy halfway
or
through the
Armageddon. Could be.
Look, angels do many things, Conor, as we know.
So this is the Monday show. So this is where we talk all the week's movie news, entertainment news, and just generally having a bit of a chit chat about everything to do with film. And I think last week was very superhero heavy, Shaun. It was
a bit
very
too superhero heavy for me.
I hate those dorky stuff, right? So yeah. I'm avoiding all of that this week. We're never going to talk about. We're never going to talk about superheroes again. We're talking about pure Conor, Netflix movie.
Conor, no, we've built a brand around being superhero
What's the
nerds.
Chris Pratt movie recently? Electric State or whatever it's called.
Is that a thing? It just washes over me. It's all the same form of CGI.
It was big on Netflix for a week. So Shaun, look, I was joking. We are going to talk. Don't worry about it. But
class.
Because Shaun, on Friday we got even more of our fill of superhero nerd stuff because you finally finished off, and if anyone missed this, I would recommend it. You went back and we have been covering all of Marvel Comics' Secret War storyline over multiple weeks on Hero Zero.
It's been a trip. It was the worst idea I've ever had. I regretted it almost immediately.
Yes.
But now I am finally unshackled from the yoke that is Secret Wars.
And so if you want to know what happens in Marvel Secret Wars, it's one of the biggest storylines of probably the last 40 years in Marvel Comics. I would head on over there. Shaun tries his best to cover I don't know how many comic book issues.
It's like it's 10, but there's a load of prelude stuff and I have to incorporate all of that.
It's a three-parter. We're very proud of it, Shaun, and so we would like, if anyone has to listen to it, go back and listen to it. If it's your first episode, you don't have to do anything, just chill out. If it's your second or above, we'd really appreciate 5 stars, a like, a follow, a share. Shaun, big news, we are as close as humanly possible to the 150 5-star reviews over on Spotify. We need to establish we were trying to do this before the summer solstice. Obviously, sorry, I misspoke. Before the great, but now the sun has come in. It's a sign.
It's true.
Your window.
The solstice is now, boys.
So we said we'd like 150 5-star reviews before the summer solstice, and you guys are absolute legends, and we are currently, I think, about 3 months ahead of schedule.
Too bad.
In terms of the solstice stuff, because I think we only started doing that in February.
Fuck it, start unrating it, guys.
No,
I believe we can do this.
250 by the summer solstice.
1 million. I want 1 million 5-star reviews.
So if you haven't given us a 5-star, we'd really appreciate it. Just get that number up. And Shaun has promised that the minute we get over 150, he will start doing solstice facts weekly. Just weekly basis. Every fact he knows.
Until I forget or run out of facts, whichever comes first.
Done. So 1 week of solstice facts. And lastly, we did a review over the Patreon, Shaun, and that is going to be coming out very soon. That is a review of X-Men Days of Future Past is this month's movie review.
Do you like an hour of 2 men saying, there's this really cool bit where... Because that's what you're going to get. But also some genuine criticism of the film.
True, but we've been on a run of terrible movies that were given to us by the patrons.
Yeah.
So we when we pulled out Days of Future Past, we were like, hallelujah, it's finally a good one.
Delicious, some water in this desert of shit.
So we give our full review of, we go back and see if it holds up, see if it's any good, see if it's the best time travel superhero movie. I'm going to leave that up to you got to find out what we thought.
It's mind travel, really, when you think about it.
Okay, right, come on now. So Shaun, we were going to start off movie news this week, and do you remember when I did that big setup of how we're not going to talk about superhero stuff?
Yes, I was real proud of you, and I told all of your family.
I would have 100% lied to you. It was just a setup to pull the rug. A classic Conor setup.
Well, wait till the group chat hears about this.
So, Shaun, I have been avoiding talking about this for, I would say, about a month now.
Okay.
And simply due to sadness.
I know exactly what this story is. The amount of people that sent me this is insane.
So, we have been avoiding this weekly because I put the show together.
Yeah.
And I am emotionally connected to a movie called The Batman. And I am very much looking forward to The Batman 2. And every week I kept getting told...
You poor man.
I kept getting told the Batman 2's not happening, man. Just like, and there's loads of terrible news coming over.
Meanwhile, Pattinson is being announced for every role under the goddamn sun.
But I'm like in a relationship, but like, and they're clearly looking to leave, and I'm like, no, they're just taking a break.
Yeah, they just need some time to themselves, you know.
They just need a few hours, then they'll be back to me. So, Shaun, The Batman 2 may lose its director if production gets yet another delay coming up. So
yeah, the rumour is Matt Reeves is not happy with all of the delays.
So there's been lots of different rumours. So like there was obviously stuff I did want to talk about, and there was like mentions of Matt Reeves might not be maybe he's not very healthy at the moment. Maybe he's suffering from something long term. So in terms of just his health in general, so he's not up to filming and producing the Batman 2, which obviously, no matter what happens here, that's absolutely fine.
Oh yeah, more than fair enough.
We hope the poor man is okay if he is not well. But, like, in general, then on the other side, if the production is pushed back, if it's not that, so maybe, look, his health is absolutely fine and there's just a production side that's the problem. If that pushes back again, Matt Reeves might leave the project and move on to other things because he's super talented.
Yeah.
But I think if Reeves goes, Pattinson goes, and then I think this whole thing's just going to get folded in.
But I think the Batman 1, or just Batman, as we can call it.
Fuck you.
I think it 100% stands on its own as a Batman film.
Yeah.
And it can just go down as the best Batman film ever made.
Just, and look, and I think there's people listening to this that I love that they're just like, that movie's shit.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm like, I respect that, but simultaneously, it's my favourite thing in the world.
Yeah, let the boy be happy for just 2 minutes.
It's like how I feel for Ocean's 11. Like, you could tell me there's plot holes in Ocean's 11, and I'm going to like, yeah, but it fucking rips.
Yeah.
It's great.
Brother, I don't care.
I'm still going to watch it at Christmas.
Yeah.
Regardless.
It's like, that's fine. One of us is happy, so.
Yeah. Sometimes you just have movies where you're just completely biased for, and The Batman is one of them for me. I don't know how many times I've seen it, and I can probably quote multiple scenes to you in a row, but Shaun, this is very sad news, and as I said, I've been avoiding it, but Shaun, I think that you're less emotional about this, so you can kind of look at this from a different angle.
See, yeah. In
give
that
me some hope.
Less what?
Give me some hope. She still likes me, right? I know she was out on a date with another guy.
Yeah, but that doesn't. But you've been. She's left you on scene a couple of times.
Yeah, for 3 months.
It's a weird one. Because do you want... and this is purely... Because, yeah, I'm not that emotionally attached to it. If we got another one, fantastic. But if not, I wouldn't be crestfallen over it. My question to you is, which would you pick? The Batman 2, but Matt Reeves isn't directing.
Yeah.
Or the Batman 2, but it's not Robert Pattinson in the Batsuit.
Oh my god.
And we're right back to the 80s and we're just recasting shit.
Can there just be a third option where we just don't do it?
Yeah, that is the third option. Which would you prefer? Okay. Out of those three.
I would rather they just didn't do it.
Really?
I would just leave it. Yeah, I would rather leave it.
You have that much Reeves faith?
I mean, the man did the car chase, Shaun, with the camera on the side of the fucking car. I mean,
pretty good.
He did like all the ape stuff. He did the same thing. He's a madman, but he's like the right kind of madman.
That shot in the second of the new Planet of the Apes, where it's like the camera on the turret of the tank as it spins around.
Yes. What a man. Right? He's the right kind of crazy that we want in our deck. But Pattinson, I want him involved as well. But look, if we only get the one, I would rather only get the one.
Yeah.
Especially if he's not well, then fucking hell, yeah, Jesus, just leave it.
Oh,
but
yeah,
if it's just a
100%.
production thing and DC are just being dickheads, then I would rather just have the one. But they're not going to do that because obviously there's money, and they're like, even if we brought a second one without Reeves or Pattinson, it would still make enough money to cover production costs, and we like money, I suppose.
I have a terrible idea.
Oh, fantastic! Please cheer me up.
So Andy Muschietti is probably not making the Batman Brave and the Bold or whatever the fuck it's called.
Yeah, if you don't know, Andy did The Flash last year.
Yeah, and there's been no updates about the Batman film.
Yeah.
So I think Pattinson might, if all this falls true, and this is the worst case, it's the worst timeline, is Pattinson walks as Batman. He's no longer Batman.
And, like, he's pretty busy, I'll be honest with you.
He's got shit on. He's got Dune Messiah to make.
He's currently working for Denis Villeneuve and Christopher Nolan simultaneously.
Pretty busy man. So I think he walks, someone gets recast as Batman, and then retroactively the Batman gets folded into the DCU, and the one carryover is that Andy Serkis is still Alfred.
You know what? I can see that happening.
Yeah.
I can't actually see that happening. But how do you... there's no real logical way for him to morph it in unless they're just like, oh, that first one is... it's like 90s Batman, where they just don't talk about it, they just move on. Yeah,
it's just like, you guys know what Batman's about, and then just fold it in. And then there's little references, maybe. Like,
I don't think you can get away with that nowadays, though. Like, there's people like us online that are like, well, actually, that doesn't happen.
Yeah, but like... What else are they gonna do? They're not just gonna. They can't have a Batman fail and do another clean slate Batman. Or did they let this Batman fail and get pushed back so they could do the clean slate Batman?
Do you think somebody's in the... I think what's after happening is Matt Reeves, they're somehow after blocking his email. So all of his... James Gunn has done some rewiring, and he's blocked that. It's a conspiracy, Sean. So Reeves' emails aren't even getting through. He's like, oh yeah, I'm ready to shoot on Monday.
Yeah.
Nobody shows up.
Guys, I've got all the film loaded into the cameras.
I'm ready to go. Where's everyone?
Rob, where are you?
All being sent to spam. Whatever. They put them on the spam list for some reason.
Or like maybe when they make the DCU Batman, it is the Pattinson Batman, but like 15, 20 years aged, and that's how he gets his Robin or his Damian Wayne.
They're just going to go straight to Batman Beyond, I think. Just immediately Pattinson comes back and he's already 65.
I think Pattinson was in an interview and he was like, no, it's going to be Batman Beyond by the time we make this.
Pattinson's but he just does that. He just says random shit for his own amusement,
Pattinson
which I kind of like.
He made all his money when he was 24, and he was like, I'll just do whatever I want.
He's a man for shithousery, and you have to respect that in him. I think I've come to the conclusion, having seen all this, and we haven't talked about it, is that I have quietly gone away, and I've decided that I'm happy with one. And if the second one doesn't come out, that's fine. I'm in the acceptance stage.
Listeners, what I'm about to do is I'm about to ruin this man's whole day.
Please.
But Conor, what about the dangling thread of Barry Keoghan's Joker?
Oh, fucking hell. I'd rather it was definitely no 2.
I'd rather that scene be retroactively removed.
You know right well that's the worst scene in that movie by a country mile.
Yeah,
and if it was cut, it would be the same movie. But yeah, also though, we have to kind of be happy for Barry. He's one of us, and he's got the Joker gig. But just do Batman without the Joker. It's fine.
You don't need a Joker. The Batman Begins didn't have a Joker until
the things we heard about this though, Sean, that like it was going to be Freeze, and then
they released the blue title card. Like it was all but confirmed.
Whoever did up the title card is raging.
It's been Dark Universe. That's what happened.
To be fair, I don't think they spent too much time. They got the Batman poster and then they just changed the colour font from red to blue.
Not that easy. Not that easy to do, man.
So we will keep in mind that this is still meant to come out October 1st, 2027, but it is meant to start shooting this year. And if it doesn't, it will not make that date.
And so Pattinson is shooting The Odyssey and Dune this year.
Yes, and the Batman too, Sean.
Now, Of course, Conor. Yeah, the Batman 2 as well. Sorry, how could I forget the Batman 2?
Of course she's going to text you back. She's just been in work for 3 months.
Probably out of credit, you know? She probably has no minutes left.
I messaged her on WhatsApp. She's no Wi-Fi.
No Wi-Fi. Amish, so she is.
She's dead. She must be dead.
She must be dead. Would you love that if she was dead?
So, Sean, we're going to move on to our next piece of news, and I have news about a possible Star Wars spin-off, which you love those words.
Big fan.
And you like Mace Windu, Samuel L. Jackson. What about a Bryce Dallas Howard directed Mace Windu series? Because Bryce has come out this week, and she was doing an interview for the Happy, Sad, Confused podcast, to give them a plug. Not that they need it. And
they never gave us a plug, I mean.
It's true. But they do good work over there. And she was saying that some of the actors that she'd like to direct are obviously someone that she worked with, but Samuel L. Jackson Mace Windu series is something that she has in mind, and she would love to do something in that world. Sean, do you think a Mace Windu series would work, or is it gone?
I think, there's enough lore about Mace Windu that it would kind of work. But I don't know where you put the series. Because if you want Sam Jackson,
yeah,
you've got to set it that... I know they've done fantastic de-aging through Captain Marvel, but you have to set it as Mace Windu survived being electrocuted and thrown out that fucking window.
Because otherwise it looks super weird if he's 20 years older, or he looks 20 years older than he did when he fell out that window.
Yeah.
When he comes back.
Like... He has to have survived, which opens up so many other holes, because where the fuck has he been?
Useless.
Doing nothing.
Sitting on his fucking hands.
His one hand that he has now.
Oh, he has one, yeah, to be fair.
So all of everything that's happened post Revenge of the Sith, like everything, if that series happens, we have to assume Mace Windu was alive and doing nothing. Unless this series is him falling and having flashbacks to his youth before he dies.
It's just 6 episodes of Samuel L. Jackson falling.
It cuts back every so often. He's like, ah!
In slow motion.
Yeah.
It's the scene of Aim for the Bushes.
Literally that. Yeah.
But it's just constantly... And Samuel Jackson is also in that scene. Just have Heroes playing by David Bowie as he just falls from the window with one hand. I think it's perfect.
Is it Heroes by David Bowie, or is it There Goes My Hero?
Oh, is it There Goes My Hero?
I think it's There Goes My Hero.
There Goes My Hero. My apologies.
Not at all. We can play Heroes in the series that Bryce Dallas Howard is making.
Yeah, we mix it up. You don't want to have it the same. I'm actually going to see that movie tonight, Sean.
Oh.
Star Wars Episode 3, I'm going to the cinema to watch it, so I will let you know if I'm going to watch the scene again. I haven't seen it now maybe in a little while, so I'll watch it again, eagle-eyed. I'll tell you, is there a car that maybe falls underneath him, catches him and maybe takes him off or something? Or
did he Indiana Jones style fall through a series of awnings to break his fall?
Yeah, exactly. So, or did he do like Fast and Furious? He just landed on the roof of a different flying car and then rolled off, and he's fine.
I believe Sam Jackson could do that.
I think he could.
But like, if you're gonna make a Mace Windu series, it should be before he fucking dies, I would say.
And then you get a different actor.
Get a different actor to play him. Yeah.
I mean, you want Sam in there for the press tour, though. So how do you get him in there without getting him in there? It doesn't really make any sense. Because you can't have old Mace Windu.
No, he can't be a Force ghost for himself. Like, it's...
What would you do? Future me who falls out the window?
I would simply not fall. I would kill Anakin on sight.
I would kill him and then kill the younglings just in case. Yeah. But him specifically.
Look, he had some good ideas about killing younglings. But...
I'll raise my hands up. I thought that wasn't going to work. But I'll be honest with you, it could have hurt a little bit.
It did, but also, like, a bunch of them survived.
Yeah, he wasn't good at it, obviously. Sure, he was busy.
He's busy being sad.
He had to raise his dead wife, or she wasn't dead at that stage, but he was thinking about her dying. He was distracted.
Yeah, he had enough on his mind, like a simp. But just to clarify, so Mace Windu developed his own lightsaber style where he can tap into the dark side as a light side force user. It's called Vapad, and it makes him much more aggressive in combat. That's a really cool story. Just tell us how he did that, but please, for the love of God, do it in 90 minutes and not 6 episodes that are an hour long.
Also, this continues our streak of everything that you've ever told me about Star Wars is the coolest thing you've ever told me, but I've never heard of it. Because I have simply just watched the movies. And
that, in canon, is the reason why Mace Windu has a purple lightsaber, because it's blue and red mixed.
Yeah, but mostly Samuel Jackson just wanted purple. But what a great idea to get to that point.
The writer who wrote around Sam Jackson just wanting to be seen in that big crowd piece.
Whoever came up with that idea, fantastic work. We'll never find out about it. And look, Shaun, I'm going tonight, as I said. I will check that movie back and front, see if anyone mentions anything about the dark and the light, and that's the reason he has the purple lightsaber, and just kind of gives me a rundown. Oh no, that's entirely developed off screen, I will be honest. All the best plots are. Which is your favourite thing about Star Wars? My favourite thing about Star Wars is every great plot never happens on screen. I'm like, oh, that's so cool. I always think of watching Star Wars as like you're on like a boat, and then there's a different boat across the way, and that has like party music coming out of it, and it's like having the best time ever. And on my boat there's no music. And you're like, why isn't my boat like that? And they're like, well, you just have to swim really far to get to it. They left from the same dock. They're actually the same kind of people, but it's just that side is just more fun. Don't worry about it. It's more fun, but also it's really hard to get onto. Really hard. You got to sacrifice a lot. Shaun, we're moving on to our next piece of news, and there's some movie ideas that are going around. You remember that one with Michael Keaton and McDonald's? The new thing now is, how did the big enterprise get made? It's, hey, let's cheer capitalism. Exactly. That's the movies, right? Okay. So now, Toys R Us is getting a live-action movie in the works. I mean, the thing is, that McDonald's movie with Michael Keaton is pretty good. Yeah. I like a biopic. Toys R Us, didn't they fail? Didn't they go bankrupt a while ago? Toys R Us is a very American company, so we didn't have it here. We had Smith's. Yes, we Smith's Toy Store. Burns World of Wonder. Oh, what's the other one? There's Smith's. There's Burns. There's another one that's really famous that I'm forgetting. Toy Master? Maybe Toy Master. Maybe, it was 2 words. Toy Master for sure. Yeah, I got my PS2 in Smith's when I was 8. Pretty good. I got my PS2 in DID Electrical. Oh, very cool. And an 8-inch CRT. I bought a SmackDown Shut Your Mouth, and I played that for 3 months straight, and that was the end of it. I bought Ratchet and Clank and Sonic Heroes. A good choice, well done. Come on, what are we doing? I mean, what are you doing otherwise? If you don't have Ratchet and Clank at the PS2, I mean, what are you doing? If we ever do games on the Patreon, I'd love to do Ratchet and Clank. The problem is, we've talked about this, you've only kind of specced into that and Assassin's Creed. It's true. A little jumpy games is what I like. You're really bad at most other video games, which is a problem. It's true. You're going to, because like the thing is, like, you know, those streamers and like the people, like, they're good at the game. That's why kind of people watch them. That's my niche, is I'm not good at the game. But there's loads of people like that. No, but I'll be entertaining. I have you to carry it. That's what always happens in our co-op games. Hey, but you have a laugh though. Like, come on. Have you ever laughed more and been angry at the same time than when you play a game with me? That is a very specific feeling, and no. Yes, you are correct. Shaun, would you watch a movie that's based on Toys R Us? It's in early development, and it aims to capture the childhood wonder in a modern, fast-paced adventure that taps into the Toys R Us brand's relevance across its more than 70 years in the toy industry. Some sinister fucking executive realised... Yeah. Hey, all the people that shopped in Toys R Us when they were kids,
are like 30 now.
This is actually thinking outside the box, because we have a Barbie movie. Mm-hmm. We have Toy Story. We have the toys are getting movies. Now, somebody thought, where are those toys?
Stores.
Where they're on shelves. We could do, but where's that shelf? That shelf is in a big building called Toys R Us, and now we're going to do a movie on the building.
But what did Toys R Us do different than any other shop? You know? Now again, we didn't grow up with Toys R Us's.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know, to be honest.
You know, it just seems like a shop. I think some of them had like playpens and stuff like that in it.
Yeah. I mean, all of the words, by the way, in this press release are all just words. They're just, like, doesn't mean anything. So, to give you an example of, I'm trying to search for an actual plot here, but there is no plot that's released. But this is the closest I can get to a plot, Shaun. It will be a journey as boundless to play as play itself, evoking the electric sense of wonder that is the essence of Toys R Us. This story will capture the imagination, adventure and joy that has made Toys R Us a destination for kids of all ages.
I'll be honest, Conor, I took in about 4% of the words you were saying there. It just glazed over.
Yeah, it's written. They just like, it's one of those where they just say so many words and they haven't said anything.
Yeah. Now this, you'll like this because this is praised as a good thing that the business did, but I think me and you have a different outlook. Is that 8 days before Christmas, Toys R Us announced that their stores in the United States would stay open for 87 hours straight.
I mean, I'll be honest with you, the poor people who work there.
I know. Feels illegal, right? You shouldn't be allowed to do that.
Seems like slavery.
It's, but that'll be a critical scene in the film, I'm sure.
If you have children and you're like, oh, I better buy them a toy, but you think that at 4:30 a.m. in the morning, you should be made to wait until 9 until you can go buy a fucking toy.
You should if you can't plan, you should suffer, honestly.
I'll give you even until, like, for the week before Christmas, stay open till, I don't know, 10, right? So, 10, like, there's a store, like, nearby, like a big shopping centre, and they'll stay open till 10 the week of Christmas.
Yeah.
So you're like, right, for 1 week of the year, this is the last week, everyone can kind of pile in. But to be open all 24, Shaun, I'm not taking that. That's not great.
What do you, like... even if there's like staff in shifts, like they know they're coming in on hour 86, like that's still a terrible thing to put people through. Also, Toys R Us lasted 6 fucking months in Ireland. Get fucked.
We don't like that kind of stuff.
No, it's too that's too American. Is how we.
You know the toy store, and I always think about this, Home Alone 2. The toy store that he goes to in Home Alone 2. Yeah. I would give that 3 weeks in Dublin.
Oh,
it's never lasted.
Genuinely, Irish people would be afraid to go into it. It would be it would be too nice.
I've always thought that watching that movie, I'm like, jeez, that store would not last. Just it's a vibe. We'd walk in and everything would be too earnest. It'd be too like, believe in yourself. Believe in the love.
There's that element of like, you have to buy into this reality that this is the most magical place in the world, and you know it's not, and you know you're going to get banged out for 200 quid.
I can't wait to go home and watch the Batman, I think. In my dingy little sitting room. So, Shaun, there's a Toys R Us movie coming out. It's not for me and you, but look, people now know it's coming out, so that's pretty good.
We're doing our jobs.
I'm going to say this is some news about the Blade movie, but this is our monthly Is Blade Happening talk, okay?
Last we talked, it was still on?
It was still on, and the guy from John Wick was doing it?
Yes.
Now, though, we're now fighting. So, if anyone doesn't know, and this is a fantastic story. So, Marvel 6 years ago told Mahershala Ali.
6 years.
2019. 6 years ago, Marvel told Mahershala Ali, one of the best actors in the world, you're going to be Blade. And he was like, fantastic.
Yeah.
And everyone watching it was like, fantastic. This is slam dunk.
This is the best one. We can't wait for this.
Yeah. It was originally meant to come out, Sean. Originally, when was the original release date announced?
Was it 2021?
2023 it was, unfortunately.
Okay, sorry, it was still in development.
They gave themselves a little bit of a buffer from 2019.
And COVID happened in the middle, so we were like, you know what, Blade, do your best.
Yeah. So, unfortunately, it has now gotten, I think, 4 directors and like 6 different writers. People keep coming in, people keep leaving. It's not going to happen. Mahershala Ali is in Marvel jail and has not been allowed to do anything since. They've taken that man's career and ruined it.
Just immediately post-Oscar, they locked him into the most bullshit contract in the world.
But, Sean, now we found out that the Blade originally, the designing, a 2-time Academy Award winning costume designer, Ruthie Carter, who was going to work on the movie, said that she was going to work on Blade, and it was going to be a 1920s story of Blade fighting vampires. Now this is very prominent right now, Sean, because there's a little movie called Sinners that is currently out with Ryan Coogler and Michael B. Jordan, and
which
that
I'm going
movie
to see next week, so no one tell me anything.
Which that movie is, and from everything that I've heard, Sean, fucking amazing.
Amazing. And also, this is in the trailer. You don't need to. It's not a spoiler. About vampires.
Vampires in the 1920s, 30s.
Like what? Like it's that time period. Yeah.
So what's happened here is Blade originally was meant to do that, then got put with Mahershala Ali instead of Michael B. Jordan, say, and then it got pushed back so far that Ryan Coogler finished Black Panther 2, then took it to the time off, did Creed 2, I think. I don't think he did Creed 3, I think Michael B. Jordan directed that one himself. Right. And then Coogler was like, hey, I'll just do Sinners.
I'll just do a masterpiece of a career movie, by all accounts.
And now Marvel must be like, why did we not get Coogler in like 6 years ago?
But surely that's the easiest slam dunk in the world. What were they at?
Well, of course. I mean, and now they can't really do an idea because it's never going to be as good as Sinners. Whatever they do is not going to. And that's no offence, but Sinners just comes out and is really good and is making like. And look, money doesn't really matter and all that shit, but it's making a shit ton of money for a horror movie. And not only that, but it's gotten really good ratings. Everyone, even word of mouth is really strong. Like everyone like I talk to in my life are like, have you seen Sinners? Holy shit, go watch Sinners.
Yeah, and I think it's getting a delay. Like the gap between being in theatres and going on to streaming is longer than most other films get now. Yeah, which I think is also good because people should see it in cinema, because apparently music's a very big part of it.
Yeah, and I mean, the thing is, and the reason we know this is because Ruthie Carter, who was, as I said, 2-time Academy Award winner for costume design, was going to be working on that Blade movie, and then she was asked by Ryan Coogler to do the costume designing on Sinners, and she was like, I have done months of research on 1920s costumes for a vampire movie. Yeah, of course.
I know so much about this topic.
So she immediately comes over and starts doing the costumes there and absolutely kills it. So Sean, now Blade, I think, will they disband the 20s idea and maybe they already have. I mean, there's been 7 rewrites since. Yeah, so you don't know.
And I think like because he shows up in Eternals at the end as a voice, but there's no reason that Blade has to age necessarily. You can just write him as having that specific vampire power. But
it's just everything you hear about this, the more you're like, oh lads, it's gone. Just leave Mahershala Ali alone, for God's sake.
It's like, just let him do other stuff and then maybe come back to Blade in the future. I think it's probably postponed until after Secret Wars and the big reboot and such.
Also, I have a random question. Do you know the way we have that list of people who just don't miss, right? So Denis Villeneuve, I would say Greta's in there. Who else you throw in there? I think Matt Reeves doesn't miss too often. I don't think there's too many misses in his.
No, I don't think he's had a big one. Not in a while anyway. Jordan Peele doesn't miss.
But I wanted to say, I think Coogler needs to go in there. I think, like, Coogler shows up on the set, he's directed it. I think it normally it comes out and it kills it.
Yeah. It's like, I don't know how you're Marvel and you have Ryan Coogler in 2019 and you don't give him Blade.
Well, because he's involved in Black Panther.
People can direct two things.
True.
You know?
And I suppose the thing is that, like, now people are kind of trying to shoehorn him back in, like, oh, what superhero movie is he going to do next? And it's like, well, he doesn't have to do a superhero movie. And I felt like that. But then somebody said maybe he could do a static movie. And I was like, keep speaking.
Keep going.
You come back to me. I was actually like, let him just do his own movies if he wants, like, passion projects. And I was like, what about Static Shock? And I was like,
Static Shock, though.
Hang on there now. What are you saying?
He could do Static Shock.
He could, and he'd fucking kill it if I was doing a static movie. So we shall see. Everyone go watch Sinners. If you haven't seen it, go to the cinema. It's a scary movie, so just be aware.
Yeah, bring your kids, just in case.
Find the youngest person you know, bring them, and just scare them.
Toughen them up. World's a scary place, folks.
And there's an Irish guy who's the villain. So, like, just you have to factor that in. We're dangerous as well.
Yeah, your man O'Connell, who was in Skins.
Yeah, Jack
O'Connell. You know Jack, don't you?
Yeah, know him well. Big Jack.
Big Jack.
Is he one of the boys? Well, I need one or two more performances before he's one of the boys.
That's true. He's been in other stuff, though, Jack O'Connell, surely.
Yeah.
You know, he's been in Unbroken. Did anyone see Unbroken? Let me...
Why did you lock yourself?
He's about to be in 28 Years Later.
Yeah, he's the cult leader in 28 Years Later, and he's meant to be absolutely amazing in it.
Yeah, that tracks. He was in 300 Rise of an Empire. He was in Money Monster. He was in Wuthering Heights.
Look, he's got a fucking wide array. That's a wide array of stuff.
He's got a storied career, you know?
Yeah. Go on, Jack. Okay, we're going to move on to our next piece of news.
He's going to be in Godzilla x Kong, the New Empire sequel.
Sorry, what's the name of that movie?
Untitled Godzilla x Kong, the New Empire sequel.
That doesn't sound fucking untitled to me.
Well, I think that
very titled.
Probably retitle it at some point.
I would say that's the most titled movie I've ever heard of. Godzilla x Kong, a New Empire.
It really does describe what the film is, though.
Does it involve Godzilla and maybe King Kong, and maybe they're building some sort of, I don't know, society,
some sort of Death Star, perhaps.
Some sort of Death Star. Imagine it. Why would they need a Death Star? They're so big.
So they've all those monkeys they can use as weapons.
That's true. He's used them as nunchucks. Shaun, I have a piece of news that I specifically put in here to annoy you. And great. I love doing this. This
you
is
know
one
how
of my favourite
you
things.
deal with your friends, folks. That's how you want to treat
I think a true friend will figure out a way to annoy a different friend. I think that's how true friendship is. I think if you're not true friends, you'll be all nicey nice with each other. Whereas,
so when you say you're sick of me and you want me to leave you alone, that means we're friends.
No, I didn't. I do mean it that way. Yeah, no, that time I was being true.
Hang on, wait. I'm getting mixed messages here. I'm going to double down on what I've been doing.
Shaun, Netflix is saving Hollywood according to its CEO.
According to the person in charge of Netflix.
And I just literally read that headline and I went, jeez, I can't wait to read that to Shaun. He's going to love it.
Saving, like, in what sense?
So, Ted Sarandos recently appeared at the Time 100 Summit via Deadline. I'm shrugging my shoulders, I don't know either.
Yeah.
And he made a bold statement about streaming's impact on Hollywood during the presentation.
It's killed art is what it's done.
Hang on, Shaun. When asked, are streaming services like Netflix destroying Hollywood, Sarandos defiantly answered, no, we're saving Hollywood. Because according to them, the streaming services are becoming more popular because they deliver shows and movies in a way that audience actually want to view them. We're very consumer focused, so we bring the programme directly to you however you want. They're saving cinema, Shaun. Now, I mean, you have no response to that because you know it's true, I assume.
I mean, no, I mean, like I would say most of the stuff that is delivered on a lot of streaming services is algorithmically created to just appeal enough to keep people paying their monthly subscription. I don't think that's the same as someone being excited to watch Stranger Things season 5.
Do you know what's I always think about this. It's fascinating about the stuff that's in like the top 10 on Netflix.
Yeah.
And the only thing that's ever like is adolescence is that afterwards I was like, oh, that's actually like one of the best things I've ever seen in my life, right? Just production wise. But, and I'm sure everyone listening to this has the same. You go onto Netflix. What's in the top 10? TV shows, movies, whatever it is. No matter what you watch there, you will not remember that you watched that 2 months from now.
No.
Whatever it is.
I've watched so many fucking Netflix original series, and I don't care anymore.
Nobody's favourite movie is a Netflix original movie.
No one loves Red One. No one loves The Grey Man.
Yeah, like, and that's not to say that those movies don't have merit or that they're not positive, but the idea that, like, there's something about going out of your way to go to the cinema to watch something. Like, I know it's obviously too expensive, and that's a completely separate conversation of, like, cinemas are fucking just killing us at the minute. But in terms of, like, oh, I'm going to go see that with a group of friends. We're going to go sit down and watch it and eat some popcorn and get some drinks and some sweets or whatever you want. And you get to, like, have an experience. That's 10 times better. Like, really.
That's a way better way of experiencing a film, in my opinion. And I watch a shit ton of stuff on streaming. I also watch a shit ton of stuff on DVD. Because I buy them for cheap and then I have them forever. Which is another issue I have with streaming, is that you don't own anything. And it can be taken away at a moment's notice.
Because I was it like last week, so it would have been like Thursday. I was over on Blue Sky, and there was news about the fact that Batman Beyond: Return of the Joker, the movie, was released like 25 years ago on DVD from that day. Right, I think it was like April 24th or 23rd or whatever. And so this was last week. So I was like, I seen that, and even now I remember like watching that, but I can't remember watching a movie on Netflix like 3 weeks ago.
Yeah,
but, like, there's
but
a
you
movie
definitely did.
But I definitely did. But like, there's a movies that like we watched when we were younger that you're just like, it's in your brain because you liked it and you sought it out. Like, I'm going to go looking for that.
Yeah, it's
there's something
hunt.
about
it's
that.
It's that I rented this from Extravision.
Oh,
like when I was 9.
Not there and rented some. Like, you'd rent some, and like, this is really old man talk that we get to talk about, but like the sheer joy of like, you get one, right? And if there's a group of 3 or 4 of you, like, so if there's brothers and sisters, like, that's a fight. Like, it's got to be appeasable to everybody in the room. Yes. Otherwise, what's the point?
The way this is probably the best way I can sum it up, is that the way I got into Pirates of the Caribbean is that me and my brother, we were home from school for some reason. We had the day off, and my mum took us to the cinema. We were going to see Pirates of the Caribbean: Dead Man's Chest, because that had just come out, but there was no tickets available because everyone used to go to the cinema. So we went to the local DVD rental shop and rented the first Pirates of the Caribbean instead. Made popcorn at home, closed all the curtains, and watched that. And that, I think, is part of why I like Pirates of the Caribbean so much. It's the experience. It's like, because we sought it out, and it was like, no, this is what we're doing, not this is what's presented to me, and I guess this is fine to watch.
Here's what it is. Here's what we have.
Yeah.
I read that and I was just like, oh man, I don't think he gets it. But also, if you ran Netflix, you wouldn't. Like, you're not going to be like, oh, it's bad. So it was just one of those things where I read it and I was like, Shaun should read this and hear about it, because this guy, it's one of those things that then there is the bigger question of like, there are, like, people are not going to the cinema as much. Like, it's bad for that stuff. Is there a point where like people will just stop going altogether?
I don't think so, but I think we're also getting a lot more event movies.
Yeah, it's big event stuff, yeah, especially from the pandemic, I think.
Yeah, I think it took a while for stuff to get back off the ground a little bit. But now there's big movies. Even something like Sinners, which is like a horror movie about vampires in 1920. That's getting a lot of traction from word of mouth and being in cinemas and having a good cinema experience.
Yeah, and there's movies that they they're like, oh, this is going to be a big event, and then it just doesn't take off at all. Like, people will just not go see it, because obviously if the ticket is now, instead of being, and I'm going to use Irish currency, instead of being like €6, it's now €15 for each ticket, and it's like 25 each if you're going to get popcorn, ticket, drink, whatever it is.
True.
Like, that's
what I would say is most cinemas are aware of this and have ways around it. For any Irish listeners who are members of 3, you can sign up to 3 Plus, and then Monday to Thursday, you get to get 2 cinema tickets for a tenner.
Oh shit, Sean's giving out some tips here. Go on.
So you just need to sign up, give them your mobile number, they'll text you a code, put that in on This is IMC that I'm talking about.
Okay.
And put that in on their website. You can get 2 tickets for a tenner. Do not buy the food in the cinema. The staff does not care or check.
Don't give a fuck.
Bring a bag. Get something in the shop beforehand. Nom nom nom.
Here's what you do, right? So you go down, and there's a shifty lad called John outside in the laneway outside, right? He gives you fake tickets. Go in there, buy them off him, okay? And then so now you've got fake tickets, right? You've saved a fortune. He'll give it to you on ticket. You get it back.
Conor lives in Gotham City, by the way, for what it's worth.
My parents' pearls. Lost my parents in the alleyway.
It's Zorro again. Weird.
Why are we going again? But yeah, no, I think go to like one of those the pound shops, sweet shops, or whatever it is. Yeah. Stock up on all the shit in there. Why not?
There's always anytime there's a cinema, there's a shop built very close to that cinema that just does numbers on people buying cinema snacks. I just wanted to kind of cover that, to be like, everyone, I'm always like, everyone should go to the cinema, but then simultaneously I'm like, if you have a family of 4, it's like fucking over £100. You're like, well, this is a lot of money to spend on a movie, so also understandable. Yeah, totally understand that. We're not saying you're bad for watching things on streaming, but like, I don't think streaming should be seen as the default way to experience cinema.
It's just a little joy. You know what I mean? Just go and just
little treat every so often.
Little treat every so often. So I want to talk, Sean, about. I want to finish up and talking about the Predator Badlands trailer that came out last week, because you love Predator.
I love some of Predator, that's true.
One of my favourite memories of you and this podcast is you having going to see, what's the 2018 or 19 one?
The Predator.
The Predator. And you coming out of the cinema and then meeting me, and we recorded that day, and you systematically being like, it was the worst movie I've ever seen.
It's still one of the worst movies I've ever seen. It's the most insulting fucking film.
You were so mad.
And this was a point where like films were generally not insulting to their audience as much.
And the thing is, right, that because I wasn't going to go see it because you just said, oh, it's fucking terrible. So then you were like, do you want to know what happened? And I was like, obviously I want. So it's even funnier when your friend who's really mad is telling you this ridiculous plot, and you're like, that's so good.
It's
you
horrendous.
To sit there and watch that.
I think it's aged even worse. I saw it at 10:30 in the morning, and the only other person in the cinema was a guy wearing a Predator t-shirt.
If you thought you were disappointed, imagine how disappointed he was.
I know. He sat weirdly close to me, but we also didn't exchange any pleasantries. We were both just sitting there.
Pleasantries, like shake his hand or something?
Just like, we didn't even say hello or goodbye, or
didn't do the head nod. What do you mean goodbye?
There was 2 of us in a room of 150.
You're not going to say goodbye when you're leaving the cinema.
I don't know. I feel it wouldn't have been out of pocket for one of us to say, that was shit, wasn't it? You know?
So you stand up, look at him and go, goodbye now.
No, but in like I don't know, it's weird. You wouldn't do it to a stranger. What am I saying? But like, oh, what did you think? That's a weird thing to say on the way out, right?
How are you getting home?
Yeah, you doing that after this? Do you want to grab a bite to eat?
You think it's a date? Sitting 3 rows away from each other. That movie is terrible, but since then, Sean, we have had multiple good Predator things. Well, Prey
we've
in
had
particular.
Prey since,
We've had Prey, and so they've had 1 from 1, and that's a really good movie. But Sean, now Predator Badlands, the trailer has come out. It's only like over a minute and a half long. It's like a teaser trailer. It arrived a few weeks ago on CinemaCon and then got released last week. But Sean, there's a lot to pack into this. But my first question is, what did you think of the trailer? And do you like the look of it?
I'm torn, because it's directed by the guy who did Prey.
Yes.
And it looks pretty good / alright. But I don't care about what the Predator wants. I just want him to be the fucking Predator and just kill stuff.
Yeah.
I don't want the backstory of how he's sad.
You don't really want a sad Predator.
No.
I don't really care.
Predator's sad in this one, and I don't want that.
He's like teenage Predator.
Yeah, like, because he's no armour, no like, they're doing, like, it's like baseline regular Predator, no tech is what they're kind of going for.
See, it could be good, though.
It could be good. It very well might be good, but I want it.
Just a personal thing.
I prefer Predator when he has all the gear.
My favourite Predator is the one in Predators, the one with Adrian Brody.
Yeah.
That's my favourite movie involving the Predators, because it's so good, because they just get dropped onto the island. You have all the different people, like the fucking SAS, and you've got Adrian Brody. I don't know what he is. I think he's like an American soldier. Yeah, no, there's a policeman there as well. There's like all the different variations of like the toughest people on the planet get dropped onto this planet. And there's the guy from that 70s show, and they're like, why is he here? And he's like a serial killer. So like, I love that movie. That's like an old classic, that the Predators are just fucking, they're like killers.
And they're just like mowing through lads.
It's the Hunger Games. So you get the best of the best, they get dropped onto that planet, and it's like, well, survive or don't.
Yeah. And like, there's this many Predators, there's this many of you. Let's see what happens.
Yeah. Now, you can't really do that movie over and over again, but I also wouldn't mind if they just kept dropping different teams in there.
Yeah, like, it would be... I don't know. It would be it would be nice to see an ensemble cast take on Predators. I think genuinely they need to start doing Predator crossovers again.
Well, they are. I mean, in this specific one, like the Wayland... the
Wayland Corp.
The Wayland Corp, the robot stuff, I mean, that's in this trailer. So you have, I mean, it's Wayland Yutani, synthetic.
Yes, but and that's in lore, they're in the same universe. I want Predator versus Expendables.
The problem with the Predator versus the Expendables is there's not one of those lads that will take the first death, or even the second death. Because how are you going to convince Jason Statham, here lad, you're going to have a big cool moment, but then the Predator's going to stick a big fucking knife straight into your spine and just rip out your spine? That
is fair. How would you feel about animated Predator versus WWE?
That's so good. I think absolutely, just keep putting them in against teams.
Yeah,
just see what happens.
I want like any team, like Predator versus Powerpuff Girls. Give me that.
You can't really do the Justice League because Superman will just laser him to death.
Superman will ice him immediately.
Yeah, that's kind of a pointless endeavour. But I mean, Predator versus Batman is one of those famous comic books that's so good. I love that shit. Maybe that's Matt Reeves' Batman too.
You're on any. I'll take anything at this point.
I'll take anything. Pattinson comes in and fights the Predator, and he beats him with a baseball bat, like in the comic book.
I like and put Predator in a legal drama. You know,
he's in Ally McBeal
for all the murders he's done.
He's in Sex and the City.
He's in Gossip Girl,
sitting around with the gals.
Like I think this looks good. This very well might be a good film. If it's as good as Prey, unreal. Yeah. I personally prefer the Predator being the antagonist of the story.
I mean, I think it's going to be slightly like that. I mean, it's set in it has Elle Fanning in this, so she's like playing a character that I think there's a group of them that are there to kill the Predator.
But they end up working together, do they? Or
I mean, it's the first trailer.
Yeah, first trailer, we don't know very much. Predator very much feels framed as the protagonist in this teaser trailer.
He's just a little boy. He's just trying his best.
He's just out of school. He's trying to kill people.
Give him a little school bag. He's like skipping home, and Elle Fanning just shows up with a shotgun.
So do you think that there's like this burgeoning respect between the Predator and Elle Fanning in this movie, and then at the end the Predator just kills her?
I hope so. That's a real plot twist. But now she's an android, I think, so that's going to be tough.
Easy death.
Yes, and then the aliens show up.
Yeah, that could work.
Because I mean, they're definitely
the
bringing
worms
the
from
aliens.
Dune, they come along.
I think Grand Royale, Hunger Games style, all the villains. So what you want is you want Predator, you want the aliens, you want It, maybe.
Yeah.
The worm from Dune.
Thanos.
Yeah. Then, I mean, you could go to classic ones of all the normal villains, like, but I think the aliens just take all them out. Like they're just at the end of the day, they're just regular men.
At the end of the day, it still ends up as Alien versus Predator. But
I think so. Yeah, I think It might have a go at it.
Well, that's magic, right? The Pennywise is a demon.
Dune worm surely takes a lot of them out.
Depends, because the second any water is introduced, that worm is in bits.
Oh yeah.
You know?
I'm just saying, Hunger Games style, include them all in it. I'd watch it. I want to see what happens.
I would too. I support this. Hunger Games
15
Predator.
years ago, that's a YouTube short that somebody would definitely do.
Oh yeah. And it would be like this big dramatic, but it's all like stick figure animation.
Yeah, of course.
I kind of know what's going on.
I think that's it for this week's movie news, Shaun.
What a week. Would you like me to take us out, Conor?
Yeah, sure, why not?
Thank you everyone for listening to this episode of the Heroes for Hire podcast. We will be back on Friday with an episode of Hero or Zero, and next week with another episode of this show and an episode of Weird News. And big thank you to everyone over on Patreon, patreon.com/Heroes for Hire podcast. Link to that is in the description. And big shout outs go to Róisín and Baby Ben Palmer, Ryan Komatsu, Dozer Enthusiast Evanson, Waffles, that's it. Just Waffles, that's it. Just Waffles, nothing else. Just call me Waffles. See, what you've done there is that, Waffles, I have to read out whatever is written down.
Yeah.
That's the code. So,
and it seems longer that way.
It seems long. It seems like you've done that on purpose now to actually trap me into saying all of that.
What a quinky dick.
David Clarke, Dominic, Anna Sharkfoot Hjelmroos, Danny McLaughlin, Lordsmish, Michelle Browne, Frost, currently riding a WWE hyperfixation wave, Ed Ball, Conor and Lorraine don't like our chances of winning the Eurovision, Russ, you had better not try and fix the Hangout film vote, lads, be warned we have pitchforks and torches Parfitt, Jackson Brueheim, Liz had a few too many on St. Paddy's Day and tipsily subscribed to the Patreon, Ciara Lawler, Judge Leahy, Mikeychairsnumber1fan Shaun is cool and a genius, Rory, Shaun, what is an underrated Fall Out Boy song that we should listen to? I've answered it before, but also listen to Young Volcanoes. It's a nice summer bop. Jack Markham, Johnny Ray, Hunter Harvard, the Texas Ironman, DonegalGeorge. Lisa is anxiously awaiting your review of Sinners. I would do a review of Sinners once I've seen it. I think that'd be fun. Justin Bowman, Joe Reid, John Neesmith and the Dr. Dara. Thank you all for your support. We really appreciate it. Heading over to Patreon if you want to support us over there. There is also the merch store, heroesforhire.ie/shop. Twitter is at Heroes for Hire Pod. The 4 is a number 4. Facebook is Detective Divilment's discussion group. Instagram is Heroes for Hire Podcast. And the best way to ever help out the show is to tell one human being that we exist.
Just a one, please.
And I think that's about it, Conor.
I think so. So I've been Conor Lawler.
I've been Shaun Meehan.
I shall see you all next week, guys.
Bye.
Bye.